Have you guys ever gotten into, and I've had disagreements with people at the gym. Usually it's not that big of a deal, but this guy, like, you know, the cable machines, this dude came up and some people are obnoxious and really stupid. And I don't get, he had a little buddy that he was training with. They were both small, I'll be honest, you know, but he had the heaviest dumbbells in the gym, which, by the way, guys, this is a lame gym. I got to get out of there. It's Planet Fitness, so it doesn't, because I usually go to any time, but it's Planet Fitness, and it doesn't have really heavy dumbbells. So he had the 75-pound dumbbells, which is the heaviest they had, and he was doing chest press with them. Then he had his buddy holding like 5 pounds extra on top of that. And it was falling off and falling to the ground, and they were trying to like do this weird, he was struggling with it too. I'm like, just stop. But I was like, whatever. Kept doing my set. I was doing triceps. I had arms today. So I was doing the cable pull downs, and he comes over. There's my machine that I was on, and then there's another cable that this old guy was using, a really old guy. Yeah. He was probably like 65, something like that at least. He was doing his little tricep extensions too, but with a T-bar. And the guy he comes up to me. He has the nerve. And mind you, guys, I will say I'm usually really polite to people unless you give me a reason not to be. Yeah. He came up and he was like, he didn't speak very good English. I don't know what it was. It was like Colombian or whatever his accent was. But he was like, hey, can you move here? I'm trying to replicate his accent. I can't do it. But he's like, can you move to this side so I can do like cable flies? And the first time I was like, huh? Because I had to pause my music. And he doesn't speak very good English. I was like, what'd you say? And he was like, can you move to this side so I can, because I need to do cable flies. And I was like, well, no, because somebody's using that. There's a bar on it. Some old guys, I was like, that guy's using it over there. And he was like, okay, walks away. And then I do a set. And he comes back and he says it again to me. He's like, well, I need you to move over there. And at that point, then I was like, started getting annoyed. He's like, literally, this just happened, guys. He's like, I need you to move over there because I need both of these for cable flies. And I was like, I got 2 sets left. You can use it when I'm done. And then we're just standing there looking at each other, and he's like, he walks away. And I'm like, what? And then I sat there like kind of, because I was going to finish up pretty quick. I just kind of dragged out my last 2 sets. I was like, you know what? Just want to be
Who was on this machine first?
Me.
I wasn't paying attention. Sorry, I zoned out during this whole episode.
Yeah.
So there was
the guy
a machine in the gym.
Wanted to use both cables because he wanted to do cable crosses for chest, right?
Now hold up.
You're using one of them, but you can't go to the other one because someone else.
Because there's an old guy. He was actively using it. Yeah.
So yeah,
hold
you're
up,
just like, wait until I finish.
Yeah.
Just hold up. Just hold up.
All right. Hold.
Yeah.
What?
What's up?
Let's wait a minute. Clean.
Let's stay clean.
Okay, so there was a machine in the gym, cable fly machine, correct?
Yeah.
Empty. No one was on it.
No,
you walked up to it and started using it.
No, I was already using it when this whole conversation. I mean, I had been using it.
But before you started using it, it was empty.
Yeah, it was empty.
You're sure of that?
It was clean.
Okay.
I mean, there was something on it from some previous person, but I looked around and asked people, I was like, is anybody using this? They're like, no, you're good. So then I took it, and I was using it for a while.
Yeah, people leave stuff on those all the
people
time.
just walk away from stuff.
So this old dude walked up. You're about, what, 3 sets deep?
No, not the old guy. The old guy was using another machine. I didn't talk to him. It was some young kid from, I don't know what his accent was. I want to say it was Colombian.
2-3 years and forget.
No. He was, he's like an average dude. From some other country, though. He had another accent. His English wasn't his first language.
You're trying to say that. Never mind.
India.
Or Colombia, something like that. It was
Hispanic.
Yeah, something like that.
Okay.
He's a weird guy.
So he just walked up. How big was he?
I want to say he's about 5'9", maybe 180 pounds. Something like
Jacked?
That. No, I mean, he's in decent shape.
Okay, he walked up and looked at you while you were standing next to the machine, or had you walked away from the machine? I like doing this remedial, intervention work.
I was standing next to it when he walked up.
Okay, you were standing next to it.
I just finished a set, and then he walked up.
And he just started using it, or he walked up to you and told you to leave?
That's a quick way to get, to get choked out, to get hurt.
Wow.
I don't like, guys, I don't like the blatant, I don't like entitlement and disrespect.
Hold up now. I wasn't done with my interrogation.
No, keep going. Sorry.
Clean interrogation.
All right, I'll clean it up.
So he walked up to you and told you to move.
Yeah, he said, and he, listen, guys, if he had asked me politely, there was another cable machine. Something I left out of the story after the whole exchange, because I was looking around, I was like, I would actually move because I don't care, whatever. But I was like, there's actually nothing I can move to except for this one, and this guy's using it. And then after our little exchange, I wasn't even upset. I was just like, yeah, there's this old guy using it. And right after I said that, the old guy walked up and started doing his next set. And I was like, see, I was like, whatever, kept doing my set. And then he came back again and he's like repeated himself. He's like, but can you move to this side? Because I need to do my set. And I was like, I said verbatim, I was like, this gentleman here is using that. I was like, and I'm using this. I got 2 sets left. You can use it when I'm done.
So there's, at each of these cable machines, there's 2.
Yeah.
Right, and so the old man's just using one over at a different
No,
machine?
it has it's just one that's separate. There's actually 2 of them. There was the one I was on, and then I was using one cable side. The other side was free, and there was one right next to it, and there was a girl doing kickbacks or something. And there was another guy doing bicep curls or something. So that one was completely used up.
Okay.
Was the issue resolved?
Yeah, because I was almost done. I was like, I got to get to the studio. I was like, I'm gonna try to get out of here, but yeah, it was just annoying. Because he felt like he was entitled, especially like, I was like, dude, you're a little bit small. And I realized he was pissing off a lot of people too. Because he was like, he was going around like, I don't know what he was saying to people, but he said something to a couple other people. And there was this one lady that he's like, are you using this? And she said something like sarcastic back. I couldn't hear what she said. She was sitting behind me, but she said something like, no, I'm not using everything in the gym like you are. Like you and your buddy or something along those lines. And she kind of laughed and he was like, got an attitude and walked away. And I was like, yeah, you're just pissing a lot of people off by like trying to use, and he's doing dumb stuff. I told you he had the heaviest dumbbells.
Was he
that
actually
he was struggling
using them? Like, was he actually doing reps?
With what?
What, like, how heavy are the heaviest dumbbells?
They're
like
75
Fitness?
pounds.
Oh, okay, never mind.
It's
I was like, all right, never mind.
And then he had his buddy take 5-pound dumbbells and try to stack them on top, but you can't do that because it's a round surface. It's not flat. And so they're falling off on the ground. It just looked ridiculous. He's got his little knee sleeve, his little elbow wraps because 75 pounds is probably heavy for him. It's freaking loser.
Joints are bad, huh?
No, I mean, he's a young guy. Maybe he's got bad joints. I've met some guys that did a lot of powerlifting. I used to have issues with not just the joints in my hands for all the deadlifting and stuff, but yeah, I don't know. It was just annoying, boys. I felt like I'd share that with you guys. Because I usually don't have that issue. Last time it was like a Karen in the gym. I've walked up to guys. There was a guy that, and I will say, guys, isn't it important for men to stand up for themselves? Anybody, really. You can't let people walk all over you. Is that the case?
Yeah.
It's fine to be polite and do all this stuff and have manners and stuff.
To a point, yeah.
But you don't just let people
not be a doormat,
walk all over you. There was this one bigger guy in the gym the other day. And he just took my stuff without asking. I'm going to tell you guys what happened.
It's Corey?
No. Corey's not going to be seen at that freaking lame gym.
I'm kidding.
Corey's stronger than everybody in there. But it was like the cable machine. Again, I was on it and I was doing a superset, trying to finish up. I would do skull crushers with the bar and a little bench, and then I was doing my cable machine. He comes up, takes my attachment off, drops it on the ground, and moves it from up here down to here. And then he goes off to do something else. He comes back, and I walked past him, moved it back up, and threw my attachment back on. And then he looked at me and then looked, and he just didn't say anything and didn't use it. I was like, yeah, I was freaking using this.
You know
but
what?
People will just, the only problem I've ever had is with this one dude, and then there was a Karen. Now, I'm going to tell you guys a scenario here. She came into the gym, and there's literally 3 other cable machines that she could have used. She takes the one I'm using, and I was like, she takes my attachment off and tried to put a T-bar on or something. And I was like, hey, I'm using that. There's a woman now. And she was like, well, why can't you just use a different one? And I'm like, you could have used a different one. I'm using this one. I already have my attachment on. I've got the weights on. There's literally 3 other ones. You're asking me why I can't? This happened. I'm like, this is crazy. And she actually stood there, like, just staring at me. Like, mean mugging me or whatever. And then she was like, whatever. And then she just walked away. It was crazy.
Did you walk away and use a different cable machine?
No, she just got mad and walked away like the childish type of quit and take your ball and go home and you don't want to play because, whatever. So, yeah. Usually I've had positive experiences at the gym. Meet a lot of good people. But lately there's been some stupid people.
Yeah.
I keep meeting Jake and Josh's dad. You remember him?
Frederick, the twins?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's actually jacked.
Who?
You seen him? Their dad. Yeah. He's making all kinds of gains at 50.
Get the hell out of here.
No, he's making gains.
Gains?
Yeah, he's got gains.
How tall is it?
He's 5'9", 5'10". He's a decent height, like average
taller
height.
than them.
Yeah, they're pretty short.
Do you see them there?
No, I don't. I've never seen them.
Not making any gains?
I don't think they work out.
I don't know if I even remember. Oh, yeah, I think I do remember what their dad looks like.
Yeah.
I haven't seen him in forever.
Yeah, I ran into him a couple times there. He's
How
cool.
do you know it's their dad?
Because we talked a bunch.
Oh.
And we talked about his kids and stuff. And his wife. Remember his wife had cancer and all that stuff?
No.
You remember his wife had cancer?
Hey, man, I've been out of town for years.
This is clean.
I've been
barely knew
clean
these
out
people.
of town.
Yeah, you left.
So I was 3.
I was about 3.
Okay.
That's still, to this day, I can't remember how I was like, Jared's just gone. One day Jared was just gone. I was like, where's he at? He's in Dickinson now. Just up and left.
Yeah, I had to bail out.
You abandoned me.
I had to grow up.
I got abandonment issues.
I had to edit myself.
No, you just walked out and left me.
He said, now I have to leave. Now
Now he's got to walk out.
He's got to walk out. That was his thing. Where do you work out, Jared? Like, do you ever have stuff like that happen to you? Places?
No one is ever in my gym because I have a gym in my building. And
yeah, he's got the apartment gym now.
No one uses it but me.
Okay.
If they do, you'll see them walk up to the door and they'll look in through the glass and they're like, oh, somebody's in there, and they leave usually.
Yeah, it's kind of a smaller space. I would just wait.
see.
That's kind of a decent gym you got there, actually. I would hit it up if I lived there.
Yeah, if anyone else does come in there, though, while you're in there, they'll just get on the treadmill or something and just walk till you're done with your workout, if that's what they're even going to do.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't have to deal with people in my gym, and that's exactly the way I like it.
Yeah.
For years. Well, for at least one solid year, like literally a solid year, I would wake up and go to Anytime Fitness out in Fargo I'd wake up at, I don't know, 2:45 in the morning and try to get there at like 3:15, work out, just because I was trying to avoid people being there.
Yeah.
Because I hate, I'm very introverted. I do not like to be around people. I don't like people looking at me, talking to me, touching me, nothing. So I'm super introverted, especially in public settings. I'll try to do things where no one sees me or recognizes me or knows me. So, yeah, I was going to the gym as early as I humanly could make myself wake up in the morning, right? And I did that religiously, and there were still people there.
Yeah, Kevin's still in
People
there.
are dedicated to going to the gym.
Yep.
And I'm like, I would get there.
So we're going to make these games.
And there's people already there. That's what's crazy.
That is what was crazy. I was willing to deal with it because it's like, it's not going to get any better. Like, this is the twilight hour.
Yeah.
Right.
There's no way there's going to be less people any other time if they're all here at 3 o'clock in the morning.
There is one time of the day that's later in the morning where it's kind of like perfect for like 60 minutes. And it's like at 7 a.m. Because the people that need to be at work by 8 are gone, right? And the other people like have already worked out early in the morning. Like they've been there at 3 a.m., 4 and 5 a.m. But otherwise, you're pretty much screwed. Yeah. It's going to be, It's
the most annoying thing ever to me. That's why I told you guys this before. At some point in the future, I would love to create a gym. I don't want to put my idea out there.
I know what I remember everything you told us about.
My gym is going to cater to people who don't want other people right there on them, using their equipment, staring at them, intimidating them like people with muscles. It's like if someone goes to the gym for their New Year's resolution or something, usually the reason they quit, not only is it because of a lack of self-control, a lack of accountability, a lack of discipline, right? They quit for all those reasons, yes, but they also quit because it's overbearing.
And they get discouraged sometimes,
Gym people are overbearing with their stupid gym attire,
oh God,
their tanned bodies, all the BS that gym people do, like religious gym people. It's annoying. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Man, you got a year-round tan. It's clean.
Yeah, I know. I get it, but you know what I'm talking about. Like I'm talking like Jersey Shore tans, bro.
Yeah,
I'm like, I understand you're
tan.
not this tan. Why are you this tan? Why are you crispy?
Yeah.
and jacked and oily, and you're sitting on your equipment like this, looking at me like, just quit looking at me, trying to do my workout. And I understand gym people are nice people. I get it, right?
Yeah.
I'm explaining this to you because I've fallen completely out of shape. Then I've gotten back in shape. Then I've fallen. I've done that, for a lot of my life, right? Because I never cared that much about the gym to begin with. But when you're out of shape and you go back into the gym, it's just so annoying to be around fit people for some reason. It's the most discouraging thing ever. So you just want to you want them to just disappear. You try to go at 3 a.m, they're still there. You go at 6, they're there. You go at whatever. They show up. And it can be discouraging. And you're like, I'm done. Because you don't make unless you start injecting steroids, you don't make the kind of progress that you want to make to get out of this funk that you're in, right? From the New Year's resolution, which would be in January.
You don't get results as quickly as you
want.
No,
you're not
beginners usually want the results quicker.
Yeah, you got to go all year long.
Know how to train for a long period of time. Yeah.
I guess I don't really understand what you're talking about.
I'm telling you, they want to be separate.
Yeah, I get that because I used to.
People.
When I started, I was not in the best shape, and I felt intimidated. All the guys were bigger than me, and I was like, man, I'm not clean.
And it's not necessarily a bad thing.
But yeah,
on the actual gym people who are in shape. I'm not saying anything to hate on gym people who are in shape.
It's just the experience of the newbies.
The experience of the new person, it's not good. It's very discouraging. It's annoying.
And I would say,
what's out of shape to you? You've always been in shape. When have you been out of shape? I don't know.
Our standards for out of shape are
Man,
different as a
shut
family.
Up. You got gains.
Yeah, but I'm out of shape. It's just,
maybe you got an off-season look, which is a clean look.
It's a clean off-season look. I'm not gonna lie to you.
And dude, women don't even. Silas, do you remember that one? Greg Doucette was like, just don't ask women because they don't know. Let's just start there.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yeah,
they were like, Silas, they got pulled, and they were like, I sent you guys the Superman thing.
I saw it.
Which was crazy work.
What Superman thing?
The Instagram post.
Instagram?
Yeah, it was a guy. He screenshotted a girl's tweet. She screenshot Henry Cavill in the Superman movie at his peak.
When he runs out of the water and he steals those clothes off the clothes.
And he's all pumped up and jacked. And it was when he hadn't shaved, so he has kind of a beard and his hairy chest or whatever.
Scruffy and everything.
But he looks amazing, right? And a girl was like, this is all we want, guys. A little bit of muscle, a little bit of body fat, a little bit of facial hair. That's it. And some guy was like, so you want a 1% physique?
You want Superman.
It's like, no, he said you want a 1% physique Superman on the man voted most handsome on Earth. That's what you want. That's all you want. Okay.
And that's all you're saying you want. And that's valid. That actually, and they'll be like, yeah. Then you'll say,
can I see a picture of you real quick?
Rate yourself, please.
Dude.
And they'll say, I'm a 10.
Oh, all the time.
And then you say, now we are. See,
they'll all say
that's
that.
Not,
every single one of
them.
I know.
Crazy.
We're doing
Silas, I'm going to do a parody.
We were about to go off into woman bash.
Yeah, I know.
No, we can't do that, but
I want to turn the show into that.
I'm a 10. You know who said that to me? Me neither. Don't remember.
Because she wasn't. Amen.
They all said that.
Clean it up.
Amen. Yeah. The gym's an interesting place. Because I like to go in the morning now. Because it's the only time that I get to not be bothered by people calling me. So
I'm gonna call you next time.
Screw you. I'm not answering the phone while I'm at the gym.
Well, what if I'm in trouble and you don't?
Fine, but I know it's just gonna be you trolling me. Just interrupt my set.
Yeah, he'll troll.
You're gonna be just fine. You'll probably just be eating some food on your couch. But anyway, I go to the gym in the morning, and I don't really deal with like people that annoy me much. Like there's people I'm like, I don't really want to talk to you and this and that. But there is one guy, and I never talk to him, but he's like a tall, like skinny build guy. And what's crazy is like he acts like he really knows what he's doing, like the look on his face, like the way he walks around. But he does everything wrong. And then he tries to like, I was actually kind of getting pissed because he like copied my arm workout, but was doing it wrong. And I was like, okay, this is kind of ticking me off right now. Because I never saw you do that until I saw you watch me do my exercise.
Imitation.
And then the next week, you were sitting there, and I don't even want to go into the details of how the form is off.
That's the best form of flattery, is it not?
I was just about to lay that line out.
But
it's clean.
The thing was, like, you can't do it worse than me and act like you're clean now.
Is it his face that? Are you sure he doesn't just have one of those faces? There was one guy that kept like staring at me. The one guy, I guess he knew Corey or something, but his face, just the way his face was structured, looked like a frown. No matter what he did.
No, his face doesn't look like a frown. It looks like he's a narcissist. And I'm like, you.
I guess I don't know what that
does
looks.
that mean?
Yeah.
The look on his face, like he's trying to like look down. It's a weird look. It's something in his eyes. Like he'll walk past you when he doesn't need to. It's a weird. He's just, you know, like he's trying to like be in your space. Like,
Yeah.
I'm like, step the.
Wow.
Like watching him try and do pull-ups. I'm like, all right. I was like, so you got 3 kips in today. I'm like, this is crazy. This is crazy work.
3 is crazy.
So you're basically going deep on the air, trying to find your way to the bar.
He's going.
It's like
deep
you're
on
not a salmon. Why are you swimming upstream?
That's what's
brother?
crazy to me.
That's like CrossFit, right?
I mean, like anytime like we've like brief words of like, are you using this? Like, he's nice to me, but I know he's acting dirty. He is. He just is.
You can't help but realize it's dirt, huh?
I'm like, I saw you doing my exercise and you did it wrong.
Yeah.
And he doesn't do any of the exercises right. He doesn't know what he's doing. Like, watch him do push-ups. And he's doing everything. He's like, okay, I'm using this. I can just tell the beginners. I'm like, you just started, and this is crazy work.
Yeah.
But here's my issue.
Did you lock that door?
Yeah, I locked it. It's clean.
Clean.
Stop acting like
Can't have
you
a
own the
homeless guy
place.
just walking in here trying to break in the studio.
Like, I'm really nice to everyone, and he just acts weird around me.
See, right here, this is what you're explaining right now is the reason I don't go to the gym, because I can't handle it.
Yeah.
You
No, it
remember
pisses
that
me off.
video with the Hodge twins where they were explaining to this guy about having a baby?
Yeah.
And he was like, don't get a dog. He's like, because that dog ain't going to take no shit like no human.
God
He's
dang.
like, the baby's going to piss off that dog, and that dog ain't going to take no shit like no human.
Wait, who said that to the Hodge?
Yeah.
Kevin Hodge said that.
Uh-huh.
Kevin said
So
that.
I'm the dog, man. I can't take it in the gym.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I can't.
I get it.
People-
Yeah, I just want to be left alone. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm already there, and I try to piss myself off to get there, right? You amp yourself up, you start talking trash to yourself. So you're a little bit aggressive going into the gym to begin with. So if somebody takes my weights, I'm at the top of where I
Right.
can handle anything.
Mm-hmm.
I'm already upset. Right? You
Can you
take my
guys-
weights, I'll kill you.
Mm-hmm.
Most of the time I would say it's more of an aggressive, more of an angry mindset. I'll go to the gym. I'll be sad sometimes, literally. Just go to the gym. And I'll
Yeah.
be there.
Sad.
But do you guys ever, sometimes I won't be either one. I'll be just whatever. I could just listen to music that's not even related to working out, just whatever.
Mm-hmm.
If it sounds cool.
I
I
would say
don't know.
that's usually me. But if I'm in a mood, it's usually like I'm a little bit irritable. Is more often like I try to not think about my emotions ever, because it doesn't matter to me.
It
So-
matters, but it
doesn't matter to me. I don't care.
You said you go to the gym sad, and you're wondering if other people do that? Is that what you asked?
Yeah, as you guys said, you're always angry, I guess. I don't really. That's the main one
No,
I
I'm
would
not
say.
always angry. I would try to get amped up, like when I go to the gym.
Like you're on edge. You're a little bit
right.
You know.
So you're already.
I never feel like that. I'll get to a point where I get there in the middle of a workout.
Mm-hmm.
I usually don't start there though. I'm like, all right, I have to build
after
up
the
to
pump.
it. Yeah, I don't know.
No, I
I
start.
gotta get cleaner.
I usually try to start a little fired up,
Mm-hmm.
you know? And then, then I can't take people. Don't do anything stupid while I'm there because I'm already pissed, right? I've pissed myself off. There's a guy in my
Wow,
earbuds.
Corey,
There's a guy in my ear telling me, you're worthless.
you listen to David Goggins when you work out or what, bro?
Go harder. Or like, I listen to
hard.
motivational stuff. Yeah, so they're like, all you had to do was keep going, right? They're saying stuff like that to
You
you.
listen to Jocko
so you're a
and
little
David Goggins.
Yeah, it'll depress you a little bit. It's supposed to be motivational, but you're like, yeah, I'm none of these things. Like, this is my first day back. Like, I
Yep.
quit the gym for a little while. So I'm motivated, yes. But I'm also listening to somebody kind of belittle me. You know,
Yeah, he's
'Cause
talking down to
talking
me.
about how all the failures. I'm
Yep.
like, yeah, you're right. You're right.
That's an interesting parallel that I saw.
I don't know.
drawn
What
between
a
men and
fulfillment,
women's like
You've been doing pretty good.
motivational like videos. Like a women's motivational video is like, you got this, girl. Like, you're it. You're the queen.
Love
Right?
yourself.
Video,
You're perfect
yeah.
the way
Right,
you
and
are.
then like ours is like, David Goggins, you ain't like you got
worthless.
nothing. You gotta work every day.
Some guy
You
made
know,
a
like,
parody
it's-
of that. It was like him and his girlfriend. So she's like, self-love. This is a good day. I love myself. I'm worthy of acceptance.
Mm-hmm.
And then the guy, he was like, nobody's coming to save me. Nobody likes me. That's why I don't have any friends. I don't even like myself. If I don't get this next rep,
My mom's gonna die.
yeah,
Yeah.
my bloodline down or something like that.
Yeah.
So it's like an
Pain
opposite.
motivates men.
Yeah.
It works on men. Women like to be
Coddled?
gently like led along.
Yeah,
you
coddle.
know.
Right.
Well,
It's weird too, guys. Because oh god, I don't know what
I
to
mean,
say.
I don't want to be too broad with that, but yeah.
Yeah, there's there was some woman on. They always do those. I watched that whatever podcast you guys know. This one woman, she came on. She was like, "Oh, women do great in leadership roles in law enforcement."
What do you mean? Great,
She's like
in terms of what
they do better
metrics?
than men.
They do better than men in what metrics?
Leadership and law enforcement and stuff like that.
They do
Physicality
better
stuff.
in law enforcement? What percentage of women are in law enforcement?
Not a lot, and they fail.
So how
Like,
can you say they're doing more when
she just got? They went over the arguments, and he destroyed her so badly she walked out crying. She was like a feminist, Ivy League
Yeah.
education with a quote unquote
Well,
genius level IQ.
now it doesn't really mean anything?
And she just like completely, she was so distraught. Because some people are in like a, what do you call it? A bubble
Yeah.
or a echo chamber where everybody you are surround yourself with agrees with every goddamn thing you say.
Yeah.
So you're like, oh, this is clean, isn't it? Feminism. Women rule the world. And he just laid out a few basic, simple things. You know, she couldn't even get past the force doctrine and stuff like that. She's like, I'm done right here. He's like, we haven't even got to all the other stuff. I was just opening. She's like crying and, you know, losing it and all this stuff.
Yeah. Yeah.
Rights, gentlemen, are they real or are they a social construct?
Wait, what?
Rights.
Rights?
Your right to, you know, whatever.
I think we have real God-given rights.
But your rights in America, are
Yeah,
they
I have-
God given or are they just a social construct of the United
my
States?
rights are real rights, but the thing is,
Like your
if,
right
if
to-
if the United States violates my rights as a created being in God's image, then God will hold them accountable. That's it.
Yeah, but on this, on Earth, like your right to bear arms, your right to free speech, your right to, you know, assembly, whatever.
Yeah.
Are those construct of the United States? Or are they God
Well,
given?
the Constitution and like the originating of the nation has a lot of biblical roots.
Yeah.
I think
'Cause she was arguing nonsense. Like, we all have these rights. And he was like, well, how do you...
Enforce them?
Yeah, they have to be enforced. And who's the enforcement arm? He's like, it's men. It's definitely not women.
Sure. And there's within a secular
Susan.
perspective, there's a lot of validity to that, and within a pragmatic perspective, there's a lot of validity to that. I think within a Christian perspective, there's something above us, which is that God will hold you accountable for the way that you treat other people, that you can force to do things.
Yeah, and this guy making the arguments is a Christian, but he makes secular arguments just because his opponents are typically secular or atheist or whatever.
I think
And
that might be
so-
missing something though, too.
No, he just doesn't want them to, because there's critiques that are specific to religion where they'll be like, oh,
Yeah. But I think he's probably trying to reframe it in certain ways, because you think that you have these
But it's-
rights because you're equal. But if we didn't cooperate with that,
yeah,
then it'd be very difficult for you to quote unquote have these rights.
yeah, you just wouldn't have any.
Yeah.
Because she was like, oh, women have rights and all this stuff.
And it's like,
it's always absent certain duties too, like men's, we have to, the draft and selective service and stuff. And
Yeah.
she's like, oh, because the right to vote and all that stuff. And he's like, well, men had to go, like, be drafted for the right. That's how they got it
it was
first.
the price of the vote.
Yeah. And a
Back
lot of
in the
people
day, yeah.
died. Women didn't have to do that. They just got it. And, you know, they're clean, I guess.
Well, yeah. There's a lot of historical context to those things that we miss. But
We're cooked, boys.
I think we talk about rights a lot, and we don't talk about responsibility enough.
Yeah, which there's none. That's what the thing too. She's like, oh, because there was another woman that came on the show. She's like, men have the responsibility to, like, you know, defend the nation and, you know, chivalry and all this stuff and protecting people, women and the elderly and whatever, and they build and maintain society and infrastructure. And he's like, well, what responsibilities do women have? Because you said they have all these rights. What responsibility do they have? And she's just stunted,
Well, it's half the conversation because
he's like, shouldn't you be drafted to war too? Because you want equality. Are you going to war next week?
Yeah, I mean, I don't even want that because that logic leads to our army being like diluted in its potency. Like,
no, we'll just have a separate force, and they can be
this is a separate force that doesn't do anything.
No,
this is the force that they come in and they just get taken out. Like when the actual army fails, then this is what we got.
No, I want to strategically place them in a David situation, so I can use them as shields for other stuff.
That's kind of crazy. Yeah.
What in God's name did you just say?
No, wait.
Did you hear that, Jared?
Yeah, I was just joking.
His ears must have perked up when you said that. He knows exactly what you're talking about. I was trying to
get Jared back in the... He spaced out on me, so I was trying to rope him back in.
I'm here.
In any case...
Is this ALC and... I don't know what this is.
I was trying to locate... Yeah, in my absence of the conversation, I was attempting to locate a video that I had listened to. And hopefully I'm going to be able to play for us. And I don't know.
Oh, God. Have you seen all the memes of Lana Rhoades' son? Please tell me you've seen those, Jared.
No.
It's just the comments where they...
I didn't know she had a son.
What are the comments?
She has a son, and we don't know who the father is. Let's be honest. I don't even know if she knows, if I'm being honest.
You saying she actually doesn't know?
I don't know if she knows. She won't disclose.
Who is Lana Rhoades? Forgive my ignorance.
She's the girl you just scrolled past. You got her on your Instagram right now. Didn't you just pull it up? Oh, that's a nice view.
His For page or his For You page?
Yeah, right there. That's her. That's Susan.
She's a adult
Lana
actress.
Rhoades?
A former, she tries to distance herself, and she's doing the whole. What is it? What's her name? The girl with the glasses. She got, I
don't know.
The other ex-adult star, and now she's trying to rebrand herself.
I don't really know.
I can't remember her name now. She's Arabic or whatever. She got in trouble for wearing the Muslim garb.
Oh.
What's her name?
It's really good that none of us can remember because you should not know her name.
I forgot her name.
Throw that out there.
She's got, you guys know what I'm talking about? Oh, yeah. Mia Khalifa.
Wow.
Yeah.
You came up with that pretty quick, Chad.
Because people were like,
I think there's some conversations that need to be had.
They're like, is this
studio?
What? No. She's like super famous for like sports commentary and being outside the industry, but people all know what she's actually famous for.
Yeah,
which is the British Broadcasting Network, or whatever it's called. But
oh man, that reminds me of that clip with Elon Musk where he's like asking the reporter,
"Do you like BBC?
You like the BBC?" The reporter's
and
like,
what's crazy
I'm
is
not gonna answer that.
The way he was laughing was crazy.
He's like, so you like BBC? And the guy's like, I'm not gonna answer that.
Yeah, I'm not gonna say.
He just kept laughing. That is actually really funny.
Just for old time's sake, should we watch that real quick?
We should probably watch it.
I have a clip though I want to play. I have a couple of clips. We'll play this Lana Rhoades clip.
I don't know what that one you have is. Yeah, we can check that out. I was just mentioning her. She gets roasted online for all her stuff.
Because of her son, you mean?
No, because she's an adult film, and she tries to, after she makes all the money and stuff, then she tries to pretend like she was a victim of the industry and she didn't know what she was doing and they manipulated her and didn't pay her enough, and it's just not true. It's it's garbage.
So everybody keyed up on the mic.
Yeah,
it's clean.
I think it's going pretty well. So in the grand scheme of things, I can't complain.
Okay. I'm going to just check my list of things to make sure I've actually asked.
I mean, is maybe this something that people on the Twitter want to say? Ask, we can ask them.
That's on you. That's on you.
There's 680,000 people listening.
There you go.
That's a lot.
That is a lot.
Let's see. How do we see? Okay. Let me see who's
going through the live chat.
You know exactly what's going to happen. Yeah.
My tweet and see what people are saying or what questions they have. Do you like the BBC? Do you like BBC? I can't interview you.
I work for the BBC.
Do you like BBC?
I know. I see what you're doing. I'm not going to respond to that. Okay. I think we can finish the interview there. If you want to continue, thank you very much.
Well,
for
come on.
doing this. I really appreciate it.
Sure, you like BBC. Come on.
I'm not engaging.
Right. Surely you like
it. Honestly, has been a pleasure talking to you. It really has. And if you want to carry on answering questions on this, then go for it. But I'm not going to.
Surely you like BBC.
Surely you do.
Like any, good. There's a lot of comments here.
I can imagine.
Surely you like BBC.
Of course.
There's so many. Anyway, so it's nice to be interviewed by the BBC. I have a lot of respect for the British Broadcasting Corporation. As I said, all's well.
That was freaking hilarious.
Quality trolling.
Yeah, the laugh was diabolical. He was really into that. He was like, he corrected. He said, "Do you like the BBC?" He's like, "No, do you like BBC?"
Yeah, you like BBC. It's your network. Do you like it?
This is your network.
All right, so Seth, you wanted to watch this Lena Rhodes thing.
Yeah, is this on your Instagram?
Yeah.
But
I just
so how
wanted
do
to-
you not know who she is, but you posted her on Instagram?
No.
I don't know who she is. I save all of these. These are videos that I have saved because I thought there was something interesting the person was saying, and I did at some point want to talk about it. Usually I save all these so I can talk about them on the show.
Guys, look at that. What is that? That cabin on the hill in a mountain somewhere?
It's beautiful,
Oh, it's
isn't it?
clean.
I know.
I'll vacation there.
Look at it.
Can you imagine that?
It's fantastic.
This is I would go there and I'll invite Silas there. We'll just chill.
All right, I want you to listen to this Andrew Tate though clip, and then we'll watch this Lena Rhodes thing.
Yeah.
But this clip, I saved it for a reason, and I'm glad that I did because I believe it is. I mean, we were talking about. I don't know if you guys were necessarily talking about equality and stuff recently, but
Yeah, we brought that up.
this is probably one of my favorite answers for somebody who asked this question.
Gender equality?
That's a trick question.
No, it's quite.
No, it's a trick question. It's fine, sir. It's fine. I've been around the block. That's a trick question.
He said,
I believe
Do you believe in gender equality?
Yeah.
genders are different, but equally important. I believe in equality and importance. I do not believe in equality in capabilities. I do not believe a man can have a baby. I do not believe the average woman can fight combatively against the average man. I believe we're built differently. I believe God has designed us to be different. We are two halves of a whole. And when a woman is feminine and a man is masculine and we work together, we create perfect unity, which is why we're designed to be different. So do I agree in gender equality? Yes. But that term is hijacked. That term is used as a Trojan horse for pretending that all the genders can do the same things. And that's not true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very simply put.
All right?
It's simple. It's facts.
100%. He keeps it simple, honest. That's the
he's a
best
professional.
answer. Yeah. That's really the best answer. You know, a lot of people will beat around the bush and this and that. It's true. Exactly what he said. I would like to memorize it
Right.
and just repeat it to people.
And you know what's so interesting is like Andrew Tate has those two extremes where he's like, where he'll say exactly the right thing in exactly the right way, or he'll just say women can't fight and they can't drive.
Right.
Right.
He
right.
could have answered that.
Right, he
the
could have.
Other.
You know, like, yeah.
No, because women are hoes.
Yeah.
The UFO one, did I send you guys that? Where it's like, and then you flip the picture upside down. Did you see that?
The UFO one?
Yeah, where it looks like a UFO, but it's really just, I'll send that to you, Jared.
Well, what's this Lena Rhodes clip?
One of
Let's
the
check
worst. Honestly, I feel like I'm in denial sometimes and I can't accept some of the things that I've done. There is one thing that, you know, I tried talking to a therapist about before, something that I had to do for a scene that was really rough for me. Basically, this guy had a bowl and he like gagged me until I threw up into it. And then he like pissed in the bowl. And during the scene, he asked me to drink it. And I didn't know how to say no. It was one of the most disgusting, foul scenes I ever had to do. And I'm telling a therapist this and they don't even know what to say to me.
Yeah.
No one can relate. Like no one knows what to say about it. The one.
So yeah, obviously I saved that for the wow factor.
Man,
I was like, hey man, I got to talk
hell?
about this on the show. That's the only way I know Lena Rhodes is this clip. I didn't even know that that was her name. I thought this was just some random porn lady that was talking about her thing. But
It
That's
is.
kind of what she is.
But the
Silas, okay, here's the thing.
But you said she got out of all that stuff,
Yeah,
right?
she's out
so
of it
here's
now.
why. That's a great way we played this video. This is some of the stuff. And yes,
Guys.
they put themselves into these situations, but they also have to deal with it, right?
Yeah.
You shouldn't have to deal with stuff like this, but you also
Let me
asked
tell
for
you guys
it.
that-
It's weird.
Yeah.
I put myself in situations, and I never. There's a lot of victim playing that goes on. Like, oh, I was manipulated, and
There's a reason the word manipulation.
Mia
exists,
Khalifa
though.
came in, though,
Manipulation
and
is a
she-
real thing.
yeah, it's a real thing. But
I have more
these
sympathy
people
for
chose
the really,
to do it,
really young girls,
and especially these. A
'Cause
lot of
let me
them,
ask you something,
once
like-
they get out of the industry, they'll try to play. They will play the victim 100%. Mia Khalifa was a prime example because she just not only did she play the victim and they'll turn on the waterworks and the tears. She just straight up lied about a bunch of stuff that happened to the point where the adult film industry came out and they were like, "No, we didn't do this. We didn't ask you to do that. We didn't pay you $12,000. We paid you hundreds of thousands of dollars." Like the adult industry came out with paperwork to back up their statements too. They were like, she just lied about all this stuff so she can get a career in sports commentary and pretend like, she tried to compare it to human trafficking, which is really disgusting because I'm like, those people are actual victims. You chose to be in the adult industry so you can make a bunch of money and get famous, but then you don't like the backlash of it.
Yeah.
And so you try to weasel your way out of it.
And there's those actors. Here's what I like to think about.
She's one of them too. I got a
Right.
couple examples for her.
Sure. Here's what I like to think about though too, is like, what do we want to happen?
And I want
I'll
all
describe
porn to
what
be
I-
banned in
Yeah,
the
I'll
United
just-
States. I
I'll-
don't think that's going to happen, but it's, I think that'd be best.
I'll describe what I mean. Like, would you rather that these women continue on these paths, or that they stop and they speak out against the industry that they were in, and that hopefully discourages some younger women?
Absolutely. I think they
Right.
should do
And
that.
so
But it should be
I don't know
devoid of falsehoods and just straight up lies.
Right. And so the obvious falsehoods of like, if you can say, here's a check that we wrote to you like this year. And
Yeah.
so like your
for
numbers aren't adding up.
$200,000.
Things like that,
said
sure.
in a statement to this news network or some, podcast or whatever that you made $12,000 total.
Yeah.
Which is just a straight up lie. We got one pay stub that we paid you.
Right.
Or a transfer.
And I get that. I get that specific example, right? And you're right about
And
that.
normally I don't think they make a lot of statements, but it got so bad with her specifically
Sure.
that the adult industry was like, she's making us look bad, and we didn't. They were like, no.
Yeah.
Get the lawyers. Where's
Right.
the lawyers at? Guys, get some paperwork.
Yeah.
Somebody did that. They're
Yeah.
like, hey, give me that. Pull up her file real quick. They're like, what do we pay her?
Yeah.
$5 million for? Hey, bring this in.
Yeah.
That's what happened.
And that's like, I get
Not with
that.
her, Mia Khalifa. She
Yeah.
did some stupid stuff too.
Sure.
I think.
But
yeah,
at a certain point,
I think it's great
like,
if you get out.
If they're going to like do something, then stopping doing it and discouraging it is what we want. Is what I think should happen. That's what I would want to happen, so that fewer women end up in that position. Because here's another thing that we have to understand, right? You think about cause and effect, you'll be like, well, what caused this woman? Like, what trauma in her childhood caused her to need the approval of men? And you want to push the blame off to someone else, but the real reason is that she did it because she was rewarded for doing it with money in untold ways that she couldn't get with hardly any degree, unless she was like a medical professional, like a doctor or surgeon, right? And so you think about that, is people do what they are rewarded for doing. And so who's rewarding these women for doing this?
I mean, the adult industry and all the consumers, which is like a lot
right.
of men.
All of the consumers. Now, find me someone. Do you know anyone, or is there someone in this room who hasn't seen something pornographic?
I don't know any men ever.
I have not, sir.
Jared?
What?
He's lying. Moving on.
Seth, your disbelief is really annoying.
Man.
Continue.
So in any
I thought we
case,
said we weren't going to lie on
what
this
I'm
show.
saying is that
This is before God.
it's incentivized.
Wait a minute.
Because these women, how
Is he
easy?
joking?
Name another way where men,
joke.
where 100 of men will pay you $15 a month, like a young woman. Like, find a different way.
Okay, I'm going to say this.
That's as easy.
Money
there
and
are
fame.
there are plenty of female
Yes.
streamers. You can monetize
Right.
your looks and just be if you want to just be lazy and you don't
You're
want to
saying
degree,
like
you don't want to do
monetize
anything.
your a woman's sex appeal in a less provocative way.
Yeah, you don't have to do all this crazy
still
stuff.
You need
that
to
she
monetize
did.
your sex appeal.
How insane is that? This clip you had, I've never even heard that in my life before.
Yeah, well, it's crazy.
Did you hear what she said?
I heard what she said.
How insane is that?
Yeah, it doesn't make any sense.
You know,
Did that make the
crazy
cut, or is
about
that behind the scenes she's talking about?
I don't know.
You know what's crazy about that clip is it's actually very mild story.
No, it isn't.
For a life of porn. Yes, it is.
That's crazy work to me.
That's a mild story and a mild experience. And yes, although disgusting, and the rest of us look at it and say, oh, that's horrendous, because we don't, I would never drink a bowl of my own throw up and piss, right? That's crazy. Right? But these women do and are continuously put into places and positions where they're doing a lot worse. And a lot of it's not filmed, right? OnlyFans models, people know that they travel across to the Middle East, to people in these rich sheiks in Dubai and stuff like whatever else. And those guys do some dirty things to these women because they have the money, they have this, they have that. And yes, the women go there because they're being rewarded to do so. But they get into some situations, right, where it's like, oh, you offered the money, I took the money. Now we're in this place where you're doing some crazy things. I was too stupid to ask, what are you all going to do and when can I say no?
Right.
And I'm too proud to admit that I was wrong and I screwed up and I shouldn't be here. So I'm going to go ahead and finish this out. I'm going to feel the guilt and regret. I'm going to take my money and I'm going to run. I'm going to go back to the United States and I'm going to tell people what a horrible person you are.
Right.
No. These women are also a part of this.
Yes.
In a lot of these situations.
Yes, completely.
They need to take responsibility for their actions.
And
the famous phrase for women is no means no, but they just won't say it when it counts. They'll want to say it the next day. No meant no, but I never opened my damn mouth at the time, right? So it's like it's back to this whole you should read women's mind thing as a man. Now, I'm not taking any of the blame off of these dudes who are doing these horrible things to these women. Yeah. But it's two halves of a whole here, right? And yes, they all just need to quit. But the women are being rewarded. They're taking the money. They're running. And then they're crying about it. Yeah. In a lot of situations. In other situations, they're being forced to do things. So that's why I say this is a mild story.
You're really forced to do stuff. I gotta touch on the the waterworks and we'll start with the no means no thing. It doesn't actually. I will say that because there's a lot. And guys, please let me preface this by saying, obviously, I'm trying to think of a good example. There was a
hold up. I got to play Keith Hodge here.
There was a girl that
no does mean no.
Yes, guys. I'm not. You got to let me finish the statement. She got with this guy and she posted about it because she said no to him. But if you've ever been with women, which we all have, you'll get with a woman and she'll be like, "Oh no, stop!" But really, she's not. She's saying,
I've seen Bill Burr's
that type of stuff.
Routine,
But I guess she got with this guy. She said no in like a playful way, but wanted him to keep going. And he was like, okay, like no means no. And he backed off and left. And then she was like making fun of him. And she was like, oh, he's not a real man because he didn't. And the guys in the comments were like, well, no means no, right? You said no and he left. And now you're mad that he's not pursuing you anymore. I'm like, you guys asked for this, so here it is. But the whole thing with some of these women too, the waterworks and stuff, they will put that on. It's just a manipulation tactic. It's seldom real because a lot of them will film themselves crying and all this stuff, and they'll cry to get out of stuff. Like I just watched an interview today where she got challenged in a way. She was a smart lady. Apparently she went to like some Ivy League school and she was a hardcore feminist and she believes in equality and stuff. He laid out a few simple points and she just, I don't know, maybe she hasn't been challenged before in her life and she just completely fell apart. She was crying and stuff. And then he's going on a monologue and then he stops and looks at her and he's like, I don't know, I'm not sure why she's crying. He's like, I'm just laying out some facts, She ends up storming out of the studio. They had paid her to be there that day. And so Brian, he's the host of the show. He's like, we'll double it. He's like, if you just stay another hour, just finish the debate. We'll try to keep things friendly and civil. Like I'll moderate. And she was like, no, she storms out eventually or whatever. And it was just insane. But she's crying in an air conditioned luxury apartment with like these two gentlemen who are really polite to her. They're paying her.
Here's one thing.
She plays the victim. She does that.
Yeah.
Mia Khalifa does that.
Yeah.
She's crying. She's like,
totally. I mean, there's
it's crazy.
like there's a lot of women that cry.
Her, I actually felt a little bit sorry for her. I kind of felt for her, some of her stuff. Sorry for cutting you off.
Yeah,
but she posted about, because she has a son now. I have no idea who the father is, to be honest. I don't know if she has any idea who it is. She said she did, I think, but I'm not sure. And he's going to get roasted when he grows up. It's just crazy. But I did feel bad. That's the one that I was like, man, that's going to suck for this kid, because he's not going to have a father in his life, because I'm not sure who it is. But then his mother's reputation, everything's online too. So
yeah, I mean,
the people,
whatever you do, don't get
the
it
people
on video.
commenting were like, this dude's never going to win an argument ever in his life.
Listen, part of the crying thing and the going online and talking about these stories, it is beneficial to other people, for one.
Mm-hmm.
And secondly, you know, you're saying, for instance, like, oh, she's just crying and playing
part of it's real
now, right? But it's also, there's this thing called I made a mistake, right? And later on in life, you realize you made a mistake, and at the time, you didn't know you were making a mistake,
right?
And I think that's what happens with a lot of these women. It's not necessarily always that they're just crying and playing the victim. They might just be realizing that they fucked up.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
when you get into it so young.
I think she did later
little
on.
Context.
Yeah. She was like 18 or something.
Yeah,
or
like you have no clue.
You
did
though. At 19, you
Wait,
were more
what?
mature than some adults.
Oh.
Obviously, you weren't in the adult industry, guys. That's not what I'm saying. Silas doesn't have an OnlyFans, guys. It's his capital.
It's
a
real
real
use
estate.
it for his real estate training.
I have my reaction in there, please. I'm total confusion.
Because he threw it at you like it was facts, and just tried to continue.
Yeah, I
on. So
apologize.
had
I
to
need to
pause
keep that clean. But I'm saying you were more mature than a lot of adults. I'm like, you were 18, 19, you're legally considered an adult.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, I knew better than doing a lot of stuff, you know, at those ages.
Yeah, I mean,
and it's always in hindsight, because she made a bunch of money, she got famous, but then there's a negative. It's like famous, but not movie famous. Like people are like,
yeah,
recognize you from scenes or whatever. I don't know what she's talking about. Like,
yeah,
that was so crazy that she said that. He's saying it's mild. I haven't heard anything. Well, I haven't really heard much worse than that, I don't think. Is that mild to you? He said mild.
Not to me, but
that sounds like crazy work.
Earlier, Jared said he had never seen anything, right? And then he said that was mild.
Yeah.
So I'm just going to leave that.
Yeah, leave that
Think
there.
about that.
I picked up on that. I wasn't going to say anything.
I just wanted to bring light to that.
All right, listen, I was out for a moment, but I'm back and I'm here to defend myself, okay?
Hey, man.
First of all, yes, that I still agree. I'll say it. That is mild.
Define mild. What do you mean mild?
It's mild because
if you were to, never mind.
It's mild because I'm not saying I've watched worse. I'm saying it's mild in terms of I've heard, like I watch a lot of documentaries. I watch a lot of true crime stories. I listen to a lot of podcasts where people will come on and share their pain, and I've heard pain, sexualized pain from women. Retold in a much, and it outdoes that by a million.
Yeah, I'm
not saying it couldn't get any worse, but I'm like, in terms
throw
of like,
up and some dude's piss.
I'm
telling
like,
you, there's worse.
As far as what's legal,
makes me feel sick.
I think this is bad.
I thought you meant in the context of the adult industry, because I've heard, just stories.
Even in the context of the adult industry, there's worse. Like these women have gotten drugged. She didn't say she was drugged at this time. She was in her right mind. Yeah. She drank it. She could have said no. She didn't. Say that. Right? There's women who have been drugged. There's women who have been beaten. There's women who have been. Worse things have happened. Right?
Yeah, I don't get it.
For instance, who's the girl that's doing 1,000 dudes in 24 hours? Right?
That lady,
picture
Bonnie,
that, right?
Blue.
Bonnie, whatever. Yeah, she's doing that of her own volition. She wants to.
Yeah.
There's women who have to do stuff like that and they don't want to, okay? Without me going into too much detail
removing
on stuff
consent
like that.
makes
Sure.
Yeah, that makes
Let's
it way
all not
worse.
pretend the porn industry is the industry of consent, right?
Oh, no, it's
in
not.
a lot of areas, it's very dark. You can watch a scene, and yes, I've watched porn, okay? To break the ice, everybody, right? But you can watch a scene and you can look at it and you have no idea if she said yes or not, or if she said no to this. You have no idea in a lot of these situations. So it's like, oh yeah, how do I know there's not a guy standing on camera with a gun, right? In some of these shady looking videos. You know, you just don't know, right? And it's just, yes, it's extreme. And that's what makes this even more sad. Because yes, her story is extreme, and it's still not
the most extreme.
It's not the most. It's still mild, because I've heard worse. I've heard women recount their stories, and their story was worse.
Yeah.
What are the comments on this? This is your... Somebody said the porn industry is so... Oh, yeah. Okay.
Yeah, this is...
Yeah, this is comments on not even... Wait.
These are just on the reel. This is not Jared's video.
Yeah, this is just on the reel. It's not on your...
like, what did you... yeah, I know.
You thought I interviewed her? What was this?
No, you posted it, though, on your Instagram, so it's...
See, I agree with this right here. It says, this is why it's important to give them Jesus. Jesus is the solution. We talked with Dad yesterday, right? We were all at the house having that conversation with Dad. You know, the further I go in life, the more mistakes I make. I realize that, yeah, it might just be a Jesus thing that you're missing in your life, because the Bible and God have a lot of answers that we don't want to listen to.
With the word, none of this would be a problem. None of it would be an issue.
Exactly,
Everybody
right?
would be living just a more moral
Men
lifestyle.
would not have to worry about the whole consent. Oh, I slept with 50 women, and one of them eventually told somebody I forced her. Right? You'd have never had to worry about that if you'd have just got a wife and got married and had some kids and stayed with your wife. This would have never happened, right? So God fixes a lot of things. But like we talked about last night, man, it's hard to convince people to go the God route just because Christians have made themselves look just as crazy as everybody else.
Well, some of them.
Fake Christians, I'll say.
Yeah, and certain denominations and all that stuff. There's a lot of division, but
we're all we're living in a very confused world right now, and nobody knows what's right or wrong anymore. AI is making that even more chaotic for everybody. Because now I can't even watch a video, and I don't know if that's a man or a woman in the video because of face filters, because of this, because of that. It's like, we don't know what's right, wrong, good, bad, real, or fake anymore.
And that's actually going to be a huge problem for all of these like women that are in this industry, is when AI can just make the videos.
We're so close to that. It's gonna be it's gonna be now. You're gonna go onto an AI chat site. You're gonna type in the scene you want to see, and AI is gonna make it like that. Your specific scene you want to watch. You know, we're not gonna. We don't have to. I mean, this is still the After Dark show, right?
Yeah.
I'm trying to be a little more professional with some of my videos, but you get it. That's where we're going with all this. It's coming quick. So, and is that a good thing? Is the question we should ask ourselves. Because now this puts women out of having to do stuff like that, right? These are just fake robotic.
It's not a good thing. It's
not a good
evil.
thing.
Yeah, it's
is it
evil.
better?
It's actually
Is
still
it
dirty.
better?
It's going to be diabolical, right? Because who's to say, you know, some guy can't say, here, I guarantee you this is going to be a thing. It's like, I'm going to upload a picture of a person who I want to be in this video. And they can take photos of anyone.
They're gonna put
There's got to be a
videos.
limitation to, like, because you can't, because that's defamation at a certain point. You can't use
Well, if the
black web exists, we can sell and trade human beings on the dark web right now. That's a lot harder than just getting around some legal status on the internet with making an AI person look like someone else. They're gonna breeze through that. There's gonna be websites for it.
Well, I mean, probably just be like, here, I'm gonna add a mole to this person's face.
Yeah,
it's
this
just
person has a
similar
mole.
looking person,
Different haircut.
It's similar to lamb size,
Yeah.
but it's not lamb.
We'll just change your nose slightly.
Yeah,
That's not him. Look at the nose.
Yeah.
It's like, well, that looks exactly like my wife, though, or my daughter, or this or that, right?
God damn.
Yeah, we're going there.
Susan.
Okay, it's going to hopefully put the porn industry out of business as far as real human beings, which I think is a good thing. But also, it's going to increase probably more monstrous men. And that's the dangerous
problem is it
aspect of
won't, though.
It's going to create an appetite in men who cannot control themselves, right?
Well,
women are going to be out of the porn industry, but they're going to be in a lot more danger.
No, it's either going to be, you're either going to have the AI stuff or you're going to have human trafficking. That's what's crazy. I
think human trafficking is going to increase.
Because the issue is that, with this type of stuff, like, the men that are really addicted to it are... It has to get new each time in order to retain Yeah, Kevin. In order to retain like its attractiveness, like they're not gonna watch the same thing. Like, okay, I need something crazier. I need something crazier. That's why you have these crazy scenes that she's talking about. And so it's gonna get so crazy. Like, all right, I just need to run around and just and do something crazy. That's what it leads to.
Yeah.
Because it has to degenerate. It has to get crazier and crazier and crazier. Because the nuance is what makes it like attractive.
Yeah.
They don't want to watch the same video.
And the
Really
really
new
dangerous
scenes.
people with porn, with human trafficking, the really dangerous people are the ones who are there to make the money. Because they're the ones that will orchestrate everything and set everything up and plan everything and kidnap the people they need to kidnap and do all the things. The people that are making, they say follow the money. That's true.
The love of money.
I shouldn't be able to go and find a specific scene that shows violence against women online. I shouldn't be able to, but you can. Right?
What?
It's all out there, brother. Everything you want to look at is on the internet, right? And that's because there's somebody out there that was like, hey, there's a niche for this and I can make money. Right? I'm going to throw it up on the internet.
All I
and
gotta do
have
is hit
people
Susan.
charge. Yeah.
I was like, God. I don't know, boys. Yeah, there's definitely victims of it, but yeah, there's a lot of women that are just made a bunch of money and got famous, but then they don't like the type of famous that they are,
Yeah.
and they don't like the backlash that they get. So then they're
I'm in
like,
favor of them
I gotta cry.
talking, discouraging people from interviews.
Yeah, I'm in favor of that,
I'm in
but
favor
don't
of
lie and
Yeah,
just to make yourself look good type of situation.
I get it. And that's the thing is like that my intuition tells me that that's also a motivator for what they do.
Oh, of course. Sometimes,
But
it's a
again,
main
like,
motivator.
I don't know. Like, if she says, I love Jesus now and I've got a family and I'm trying to, like, I'm like, all right,
There's-
good for you.
there's
I'm
too
like,
many of those that
it's
they'll-
between you and God.
they'll lie about it. They'll
Yeah, I know.
actually
I'm like, but how am I supposed to know?
go to the church and they're like,
'Cause
I'm
that-
reformed now and try to get
It's
married and all this
between them
stuff.
and God, though. I don't know. I mean, I can look at you and be like, I think you're lying.
I
But
think
I
what's her
don't know.
face did that. She went on the whatever podcast and then she got baptized and all this stuff and she's saved and God and all this nonsense. And
her.
I'm like,
I hope so.
I
I
just
hope
think
it's real.
it's a complete sham.
I hope it's real. I hope it's real. And that some young girl talks to her and says, should I go do this? And she says, no.
And I think Candace Owens put that. She was on the whatever podcast. She said it best. She's like, no, they're going to keep doing what they're doing. And she's like, we can have people speak out against it. We can have 1,000 different examples, and women they still have to go out there and do this because it's part of the culture now.
Well, it's part of the issue is that
It's ingrained in the music and the movies, and because
It's
it
like
promotes
food.
degeneracy and hookup culture and a lot of stuff,
yeah.
Even violence and murder. Maybe men are more prone to that route.
Men, by and large, are more likely to be disagreeable and aggressive, which makes you more likely to be violent. So, yeah.
Yeah. So instead of me being like
Jared,
today, for example, I'll just move for you. I was like, no, I'm going to keep using it. You can use it when I'm done.
Mm-hmm.
That's disagreeable, right?
Yeah. That's what you call it, disagreeable.
You think it's just the way you interpret it, what he said?
No, I
Maybe
think
his
he was-
accent.
And maybe, look, guys, I just looked at it as he was being disrespectful. I was like, because at first I was like, I can't move because there's nowhere for me to move to, So I was like, you can just wait. And I was super polite the first time. Then he comes up and repeats it. And he was like, something along the lines of, I need you to move because I need to use both of these. And I was like, right now, me and you we got a problem. So I was like, I'm not moving. I was like, I got 2 sets left and you can wait or do something else.
Mm-hmm.
I just don't like the
How
disrespect.
long do you wait between sets? You stand there and like you're on your phone looking crazy and people are watching you like, can I get on the machine? Like you're there for 5 minutes.
No, I've got
scrolling
good
through
gym
Instagram
etiquette. I don't
during
waste a bunch of
sets?
time, especially when the gym's crowded. But I spent extra time, like I told you guys today, because he was just rude. And I was like, listen, I don't have to move. You don't own the gym. You guys.
No, I get it.
I get it.
I get it.
I think lately, and you guys all know my situation, sometimes I'm just angry. And sometimes I want somebody to do something so I can hurt them.
I used to dream about
And this guy's.
We need to dive into that a little bit.
those scenes.
Do you guys ever want? I haven't been in too many fights. I've had a couple scenarios where people hit me first, and then I was like, "Silas, do you remember the my favorite thing? Because I've never started any fights. I've finished a few, but I've never actually started them. People will just punch me in the face. People will just punch me in the face.
No, but I'm saying like, did you have a punchable face? No, I'm kidding.
It might be punchable.
Wow.
I'm kidding.
But you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I think I'm on the Andrew Tate side of things too. When he said, because somebody was like, they were asking him, "Oh, would you fight John Jones or something ridiculous like that?" And he was like, "Would I seek out confrontation with John Jones right now, who's like UFC heavyweight champion?" He's like, "No." He's like, "If I was in a situation where he's attacking me and now I have to defend myself," he's like, "Well, if it's on, it's on."
Mm-hmm.
You know.
Yeah.
And sometimes people don't give you a choice.
Fight.
Me and you talked about that too last night in cinema and stuff, because me and Silas were talking about sometimes people were like, it comes back to like rights and stuff, because the lady, she's like, just today, she's like, "Oh, I got all these rights," and he's like, "What if somebody decides to come up and just violate your rights somehow? And what if there's no enforcement arm, which is men? What are you going to do about it?" She had no answers for that. And then we were watching it. It comes up in cinema too. We were talking about the Lord of the Rings movies. Remember when he was like, they had the torches or whatever. He's like, "I'm not going to help the White City or whatever, Gondor." Remember that? He was like, "We're not going to go to their aid because they didn't come to ours." And then Aragorn was like, "No, we have to go because, you know, this war is spreading and we have to stop the whatever." And he was like, "Oh, well, I won't risk open war, you know, or whatever." And Aragorn said, "Open war is upon you whether you risk it or not." Like a really simple statement, but he made similar statements throughout the series where he was like, which is kind of interesting. That character in and of itself, they pulled a bunch, I told you that, they pulled a bunch of liberal men. And they said, "What's your role model as a man?" And they said Aragorn from Lord of the Rings.
Liberal
men.
Because the thing is, they can't think of a real man. They have to think of a fictional character.
Well, that was the question. They're like, pick a fictional character. They could have said Superman or whatever. A lot of guys say that because he's the hope for humanity or whatever. But yeah, they picked Aragorn from Lord of the Rings. They were like, pick a role model man for whatever, you know.
That doesn't make any sense. They must have given him multiple choice answers, because no one would ever say Aragorn from Lord of the Rings.
A bunch of people did.
How?
He's saying if you gave them an open-ended question like name any fictional character.
That's what they said.
Right.
If I just walked up to a bunch of liberal men and said, "Name me a role model," you think they would all say Aragorn?
No, it was just a bunch of them said that. They didn't all say that, but the majority.
Were they at a Lord of the Rings convention or something?
I don't know where.
Like, what was this?
Just,
who the hell would ever say Aragorn? I don't get that.
I mean, he's saying who would, out of liberal
It's
men.
just such a, you would say, "Oh, my dad," you know, like someone.
No, they said fictional characters, so
they
it's
said
gotta
fictional.
Be,
Okay.
Like from movies and Lord of the Rings.
Then you would
really
say Barack
franchise.
Obama. We're talking about liberals.
No,
here.
they don't. Well, he's not fictional. Barack Obama's a real guy, but
So
I don't
they
think
did say
his
fictional.
birth certificate is real, boys.
Okay.
I just throw that in there. Just throw some dirt, Silas. I just threw a little bit of.
Just threw some dirt on there and
Yeah.
just try to move on.
Try to move on from it. But yeah, guys, I think you definitely should stand up for yourself. And I think one thing that's obviously important to all men, and one thing I've noticed, even amongst you guys, there's only so much I can get away with Silas. If he feels like we joke around but if I cross a line and he feels like, and I'm genuinely being disrespectful, I'll get a different response versus if I'm just playing around and we're just throwing dirt here and there, you know. And it's the same with all men that's one thing that's really valuable to men is respect amongst peers, amongst family members. And if you don't have that, then there's problems.
You know what?
And sometimes it's about the way that somebody asks. What if you were in the gym and I walked up to you just rude and obnoxious, and instead of saying, "Hey, would you mind, you know, you think you could go to like a different machine because I was going to try to do cable flies." What if I just walked up and said, "Hey, I need you to move to this side so I can do cable flies"? You know, it's almost like it's not even tone policing. It's just the approach, the entire approach itself.
Yeah, I've learned something relatively recently about respect. And if you think that you want other people to respect you, if you think that that's what you need, and you're looking around and you're saying, you know, it's important to me that other people respect me, I am of the opinion that the real root reason that is important to you is because you cannot look in the mirror and say, "I respect myself." And that can be for some of the choices that you made, because a man that can look in the mirror and say, "I respect myself, I respect that person because I know he does the right thing. I know he is constantly looking out for others. He's doing everything as he should be doing. He doesn't have these black spots when I look in the mirror and I see these parts of him that are wrong." If you can look at a mirror and see the clean image of yourself and you have respect for that person, then it doesn't matter some dude at the gym if he respects me or not. It doesn't matter. You go and look for that respect from other people because you don't respect yourself. Maybe. That's my opinion, and just from my own personal experience, because I've lived through a little bit.
I see what you're saying. I think there's a slight difference between seeking external validation and setting the standards for the way you allow other people to treat you. I think there's something slightly different.
I'm saying it doesn't matter.
I think boundaries are important.
What do you
right?
No, I'm saying
like whether or not I care about it doesn't matter.
It's not even really, I don't know if it's respect is the right word. Yeah, it's just setting boundaries. And
it's like if you were to walk up to a billionaire and say, I don't know, I'm trying to
you're a loser.
Liken this to something. Yeah, if you were to walk up to a billionaire and say, whatever, man, you couldn't rent the hotel I rented last night at the Motel 6. You couldn't get that place. Like, you're just talking stupid to a billionaire. How much do you think he would care? It's like I liken that conversation to, like, if I have respect for myself as a man, genuine respect, because I know myself and I know that I'm a good human being.
Yeah.
Someone else coming up to me and quote unquote disrespect. See, that's the problem with a lot of those gangs. Like in the video we watched last time we were in here, those guys, they will tell you respect is everything, right? Even if you go to prison. It's these broken men that you keep hearing that from. Other people, the respect. It's got to be respect. Don't disrespect me. Don't disrespect my group. Disrespect this, disrespect that. And we can all look at you and very clearly see that you are a man that is not worthy of any respect whatsoever, and you don't respect your own
I would
self.
say there's something different there with the way that we're using the word respect, like, and what it means to me, at least.
I was going to say something, but I think you can handle this.
Yeah, I mean, part of it is, like, especially with the gangs, like when they say, like, respect me, like when they ask you to do something you don't do it, that's disrespect. And so, like, you can use respect in different ways. So, like, respect might mean to treat someone as if they're in a position of authority, like a police officer, right? So that you would respect them by obeying, like, okay, I'm going to give you my license and registration, right? Or when you say, I want you to respect your peers, means you treat them like people, right? You treat them like equals. And so in those situations, like, if you say, I won't respect you if you don't respect me, some people mean if you don't treat me like an authority, I won't treat you like a person. So, no, like, that's not how that works. I'm going to maintain my original function, which is what it means to respect something. If I say respect this building, I mean don't graffiti it. It's not a canvas, right? So if I'm here working out at this machine and you're going to demand that I move, no.
Yeah. So what are you seeing that as that person disrespecting you? That's the question I'm asking.
Well, my question to you is, would you have moved out of the way and just said, okay, I'll move?
No, but I don't see it as this person disrespecting me. I think this person just doesn't have an understanding. Maybe not me, but
he just approached it in an aggressive,
I'm thinking maybe he just doesn't
way.
understand this situation.
Maybe.
Right?
Maybe it wasn't, like, I don't know how to, like, was he trying to disrespect you, or was he just like
let me clarify something.
Maybe, but it's
the point I'm trying to make is how you take it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, sometimes
right? How you take it shows a lot about how you feel about yourself, or how you are internally, how you handle situations. So maybe I'll change that a little, but that's my point here. It's if you fly off the handle, like if that guy comes up to you and quote unquote disrespects you by saying, hey, move, right? And you go off the handle and say, no, I'm not going to move. You go to another machine, and now I'm going to take my time like you did, right? And I'm not saying anything negatively about you, but how you handle situations shows a lot about your character and how much you respect yourself. In my opinion.
I think that's a great point that you're making there, because now I kind of understand what you're saying a little bit better. Is you're saying the internal dialogue of, I don't actually care if he respects me or not, but I am going to say, I'm just going to finish this, and then you're free to use it when I'm done, friend. Right? That approach, rather than
let me give you something that's even more humiliating. If you'd have said, okay, and walked away and let him have the machine, right? If we want to talk about doing the right thing, and doing the right thing is hard, man. To walk away from somebody that You know I could beat you up, or I know I could stay here, or I know I could do this, or I know I could do that. Like if Dad was in here, what would Dad say?
He would say,
about
"I'd have done
it,
my
right?
vertical right
If
away."
God was in here, what would God say about it? Right?
Sure,
It's
what
like
would Jesus do? Yeah.
I don't know. I've just been thinking a lot about my own character, and I'm not happy with it. And questions like this, I fight with because I probably would have done the same thing Seth did, honestly. Right? But I know that it's because I'm not okay internally with myself enough to handle that situation responsibly.
Interesting.
Or the right way.
Interesting.
It's because I'm not okay in here, right? Have you ever met someone who's just calm and peaceful and they talk to you like a human being? They treat you like a human being. And you see them and you're like, that person has something. They seem like they have life kind of like people go and they see Buddhas and they see like monks and they think that those monks have that, right?
Yeah.
And I don't necessarily think that's true. I think those monks are able to portray it. But I don't think human beings can ever get to this perfect peace place in the universe that everybody talks about, right? We're trying to find, right? Yeah. So this scenario that I'm playing out in my head, even with the respect thing, I don't even know if it's possible for humans to get there, right? But it's like, if you can just try,
to cultivate an indifference towards
to
like,
be
the
a better
opinions of other
to
people.
be a better person in every situation all the time.
What does it mean to be a better person, though?
Turn the other cheek, Si.
Part of that also means to...
I know. You're going to have to give up some of your pride. That's what you're going to have to do.
Enforce, like, reasonable boundaries.
Sure.
Because you think about...
But was a boundary broken? Was it really?
Was a boundary broken?
Yeah, this little man comes up and tells you to get off
Let
the
me
machine.
ask you, if you're using something, what makes me entitled to it?
Nothing
and then
entitles
is it
you
not
to do it.
Right, but let me... So what about... insisting that I have it is not entitled. So discouraging someone from being entitled is something that we should do, probably.
That's a point. That's a good point. Yes.
It's like we're not children. Like you don't get to
discipline. Right?
Yeah.
You should also have discipline.
Like a grown man. Imagine if a grown man walked up to you and said, like, imagine you were riding a bike, right? And there's other bikes. Or imagine you're on the bike and he wants it. And he says, "Get off the bike. I need it." Should you be like, I'm going to be the bigger man and I'm going to get off the bike?
So Seth handled this well enough, right? That's.
But I think what you're saying is about Seth's mentality of like being angry about it.
No, not necessarily Seth. Well,
I mean, I'm
going to the extreme end of a situation like this.
Totally. Yeah, I mean we're overanalyzing this.
No, I don't think we analyze ourselves enough. I don't think
you're right.
How often do you go and stand in the mirror and look at yourself? And ask yourself if that's a good man.
That's actually a great question. So for me, in the morning when I read, that's when I'm like really quiet and I'm like asking, and it's usually the obvious things. But that's when I do it.
Yeah.
Because it's quiet enough.
Yeah. You know what's been hitting me lately, man? There's a scripture verse in the Bible, and it says, I'm going to butcher the verse, obviously, but it says, "To him that knoweth to do good and doeth it not, to him it is sin," right? Mm-hmm. Is that verse?
Yep.
Yeah. Boy, when you look in the mirror, man, you see it. You'll see that you're not doing right. Mm-hmm. And you'll see that it's sin. You'll just see the sin on your face. Right? It's weird that, I don't know. My question is, I wonder if you really objectively go and look in the mirror, like, because we have people who will say, "Oh, I don't believe in God whatsoever," right? But it's like, how can you not go in the mirror and look at that person in the mirror, and if you've been doing wrong, you're telling me you don't look in the mirror and feel sin? Because sin is something you can feel, right? It's like a dirtiness on your soul. Mm-hmm. You're telling me that a person who doesn't believe in God will still sit there and tell you, "No, I don't feel sin." Because sin is something that God, if you are going to admit that you have sin,
then you have to admit to a lot of other things.
Yeah, that's
in
right.
The same context.
That all ties in with God, right? But somebody who doesn't believe in God, I'm asking you guys these questions, but I think I need to have an atheist in here because I'd love to ask them something similar to this. You know, it's like, do you not feel that dirtiness on your spirit or your soul?
I think they totally do. I think they just deny the way that we describe it.
Yeah, man, because I do. I look in the mirror and I see dirtiness.
I guess I'm lost when you'll say stuff like that. Because I think I told you guys that a while ago. I wasn't happy with me, so I focused on external things. I kind of hyperfixated on stupid little stuff like the outward appearance, like my hair or whatever. I spend a lot of time in the gym, and I'm a lot angrier since just like at work, I had to tone things down because there's people now that work in my department that I used to work in it. Now I've got promotion, so I run the department. And there's been a number of occasions I had to apologize to some of the people in my department because I just flew off the handle at them for stuff. They would do stupid stuff sometimes, granted, but I didn't really have a right to just fly off the handle. And literally, like, I think, yeah, if you're not happy with yourself, which I'm not, but I feel like I have more valid reasons than you guys do. To me, you guys have been successful in a lot of ways I haven't. You and Corey specifically. Silas, too, for sure.
Is that what you were saying when you said you don't understand what I'm saying? Is that what you meant?
Yeah, I know you guys aren't perfect people. You've made
You're
mistakes.
saying, how
We've
could
all
I
made
see
mistakes.
sin when I look in the mirror, basically?
Yeah, I know you've obviously we've all sinned and
Sure.
fallen short of the glory, right?
Yeah.
But mine, I feel like is worse than you guys. is.
You know, it's not. It's interesting because Corey asked this question of Dad last night, right?
Oh, yeah,
like-
he did.
Yeah, he was like, "What do you mean?"
You
But
miss
Dad-
God.
Yeah, Dad has had. I don't want to put out all of his stuff, but he's gone through things where he has told us, he's just cried for weeks, and you're like, "How could Dad,
Right.
the man of God?" But it's because sin is so powerful, Seth. We all feel our own sin in the way that we allowed that sin to enter our lives, right? So if I do something, let's say I go and I watch porn, right? And I have. It's not a hypothetical. It's like, right? Something as simple as that can affect me in a huge way, right? And you can't feel someone else's sin, right? You do things that you feel. I can't feel that. Silas does things that he feels. He can't. I am doing things that you guys can't feel. I have things that I hide from you guys. You don't even know about me. If I told you, it would blow your mind, maybe. You'd be like, Jared did that? I'll be like, yeah. Right? And then, but when I look in the mirror, I see it. And I feel it. And that's what I mean when I say that. And it's nothing... It's not like I murdered someone or anything like that, but it's still sin and it's dirty and you see it and you feel it and it just hurts, right? And because of that, you don't have that. That's what sucks about looking in the mirror, and you don't even respect that person looking back at you because of those things sometimes, So it's like, yeah, I have that. I'll look in the mirror right now. If I was to go and look in the mirror right now, I would see all of that stuff that I've done. And I haven't, and I don't know if it's an issue of this just occurred to me. Maybe I haven't repented for any of these things. And that's why it's here with me. Because I can honestly say, yeah, the sin that I see when I look in the mirror, the dirtiness behind my eyes that I see, I can honestly say I haven't gotten down on my knees and asked God for forgiveness for all these things. I'm just carrying them around.
It's those chains.
Yeah. I'm not asking for forgiveness. That's the weird thing. I just realized that. I haven't even gone to God and asked for forgiveness. So maybe that's why I'm still, I wonder, why don't we do that more often? Because I do believe in God, right? Whatever anybody thinks about that, I don't care. Okay, everybody has their own way of living their life. I forever will believe in God. You cannot convince me otherwise. And so, because I have that belief in God, I believe that I can go to God and ask for forgiveness and he'll forgive me. But I don't know why I haven't done that. I haven't. I literally just now
And you know what Dad would
realized
say
it.
if he was here? don't wait until you get home.
Right, you
Because
better
there
pray.
could be a bus out there with your name on it. That's
you don't have to be old and you don't have to be
sick, right?
Right?
Yep.
Yeah, and that's another thing that I don't understand. Like, why haven't I reached out to God to ask me for forgiveness? Because if you believe in God, He can cleanse you, right, of all this. He can get rid of that, give you back that self-respect for yourself. I don't know how come I haven't gotten down on my knees and asked for forgiveness.
Something to remember from
Sometimes
now
we
on.
just deal with things, you know? We just feel like we have to deal with them.
Well, yeah, because the reality is that it is your problem. But he said, I'll make it my problem.
Yeah. Isn't that? Yeah, it's wild, man. I forget. You know, it's like you can go and ask God to cleanse you. You really
I don't
can.
think I have either that I can think of. Just
I do.
asked for like forgiveness for that. That's a good point, I guess, that you made earlier about just my reactions to stuff like that, where it's like you feel like you're being disrespected. And I told you guys flat out a long time ago. I told Silas I don't like this person right now. There's certain things maybe I could pick apart about myself that I like, but overall, I would say no. And that's definitely changed since Minnesota 5 years ago when I came back.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I was either really angry or really sad. And we don't like, Corey said something yesterday that I thought was weird. He's always, like he said, there's a lot of times where he'll cry about stuff. That never really happens. There's a very few times in my life where I get overwhelmed with stuff. And I remember Christmas a couple of years back, and we were going to work in some storm all night. And it just, it all hit me. So I was like, man, how am I going to survive this? You know, I walked out and I was like, we got all our gear on and stuff. And I, like, my eyes teared up and I couldn't see in front of me. And so I looked down at the bench that I was working on and some guys were walking by here. So I like put my hood up and just like they walked past and I was like trying to, you know, like pull myself together. Cause I'm like, hey, it's still this job. And if you don't pay attention, you die or lose, you know, your arm or something, or if you don't pay attention. So I was like, all right, you know, it's game time. So let's try to lock in. Cause I made a promise to Mom that I wouldn't take any risks, unnecessary ones. Cause the whole job's a risk.
Yeah.
I'll try to be careful, which I did do that. And that's some things I would pray about. I'll say a brief prayer when I was about to do something especially dangerous or a little out of the ordinary, that God would just, before I would do something, I was like, all right, you know. But yeah, I don't think I'm happy with myself. I don't know if I would say I don't respect myself at all.
See, that's
I
why
never really thought about it. You've given me some things to think about.
Yeah,
I
and
probably
that's
could have just walked away, and maybe if I was happy with everything and life was different, I could just walk away and be like, oh, I'll just let him have it because who cares? Yeah, I don't know.
I don't necessarily, in that specific situation, I don't think it's the right thing for you to just give up the piece of equipment and walk away. But like, it's a great thing to think about, you know, to dive a little deeper into like why you might handle certain situations certain way. And I only brought that up because I'm guilty of it. I look in the mirror and I don't like what I see, and I know I'm not happy with that person, and I know I don't respect that person. And so I will handle situations. I know I don't handle them right because I'm not okay with me still. And there's a way to get okay with yourself, but I'm not there yet. You know, so I realized that while I was trying to talk about that story with the gym with you. It's like, yeah, I don't have a whole lot of respect for myself in a lot of areas right now, and I need to work on that. And then I also realized I'm not even asking God for help. You know, you pray. I pray over my meals. I pray for other people. I say the prayer, right? But to just get down on your knees, which I used to do a lot of when I first moved out to Dickinson. I was in the oil field by myself. I was terrified because it was a new environment. I didn't know what the hell I was doing. Everything was coming at me a million miles an hour. And I would pray religiously every day because I was in the thick of it, you know. I needed help, right? So I would pray, and that's, you know.
That might be a selfish way to look at it too. I think I fell into that scenario where just out of concern for maybe just my own self or other people that we worked with. So we had people that actually died out there when I was out there. Thankfully, nobody on my rig. I think one guy lost his finger. He got his finger, his hand chopped off, but nobody died. We had people on other rigs that died. We would get like a casualty report, or they would bring it up in like a meeting, like, hey, so and so on X, whatever, died. He passed away because of whatever reason. But me or my friends, thankfully, none of that happened. But yeah, I think it's like just asking when you need God or you feel like you need help, and then other times you just discard it. I think we're all in a maybe not Silas so much, but I think me and you and Corey. And I don't know, I can't really say, but I think we're in too shallow of a place. And this life is such a... And we talk about other people too. I'm not better than these people. Their stuff is all public, and I think it influences culture, and sometimes that's why I speak about it, but it's not like I hate... There's a lot of good women out there. There's a lot of men are, I think, more so at fault for the way society is, if I'm being honest. But
there's an interesting scripture verse in, I think, Romans, that, like, the first time I remembered reading it, it was so demoralizing, and also, like, the most hope-filled verse I had ever read at the same time. And it was where Paul writes, and I'll probably butcher this a little bit, that which I would do, I do not. And that which I do, I allow not. And what I would, and those things that I hate, that I do.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. It's crazy. And that's sin. And it sucks. And it's just this weird cycle, man.
He literally talks about that. He's like, and at the end of that chapter, he's like, who shall deliver me from this body of death? And he talks about being dead to sin because there's a law of sin. It's a law that you don't get to break unless you're dead to the law.
Yeah, and there's only one person that can break that.
yeah, that's something that's crazy to think about. Do you ever just look around and you see an elderly person and you're like, no matter what I do, that's at some point, you're not going to be young.
Die.
You're not going to be strong. If you live long enough, we'll get to that point, because humans' lives are really, just like that, and then you're gone. So if you don't, I think that one scripture verse, if you have just hope in this life alone, you're of all men most miserable, kind of rings really true. That's why Corey he's got a couple tattoos now. There's only one that I ever cared about or really gave that much thought, because it's definitely true. Especially on a guy that looks like he does. He looks like a superhero. But it's definitely temporary for everybody. So, yeah, I'm hoping I get to a better place with God, and a better place where I'm happy and more content with myself. But it's definitely going to take time for me. There's stuff I got to work through. And yeah, I don't know what I get Corey's situation. I don't know what you seem like you're doing pretty good, but obviously I don't know everything. So,
I am doing good. I still have sin, and I've got dirtiness, and it's just like, for instance,
which is crazy. Well, should I not have said that?
I'm not sure actually if I care.
Does anybody know?
I think everybody knows who I care, and they're not even going to watch anyway. The people who I don't want to know, whatever. Just it doesn't matter to me.
But yeah,
I'm not the guy that's secretive about stuff like that.
Success, I would say, materially. You and Corey, where he's, you guys make a lot of money, and Corey's got the nice big house. He's got all the fancy cars and stuff, and guns and whatever toys he wants. And
I mean,
you guys are doing well in a lot of ways where you guys are in a minority of men as far as just, physical attributes in a lot of ways, money, stuff like that. And you want to do better, which is great, because having ambition, a lot of people are just happy with whatever they have.
They've worked very hard, for their jobs, and they have great jobs. And
it's
not and like most, like you couldn't just walk in and do that job either,
Well,
but
it depends on who you know, is what Corey said. If you know people out there, it's easier to get in a position because he worked in the oil field and he worked in other stuff that's kind of relatable to it.
Mm-hmm.
We operated
fossil fuels.
Yeah, I operated a lot of heavy equipment that I was responsible for. There was a lot of just machinery and heavy, large stuff that I had to deal with. And Corey did the same thing for HMPs. So I think it relates to it. I know I could do it, but I don't have the option like you guys have.
Yeah.
Which is weird too, because I was in the same boat, kind of similar to you guys, where I was making a lot of money and I was headed in a certain direction, and then just kind of lost a lot of stuff. So now I got to try to get stuff back. But
yeah, that's the ups and downs of life. You never see it coming. You can look at people who. I watched a video the other day similar to the ones we watched about those people in the ghetto, right? Yeah. I like watching those because it's a reality check for me on what's really going on in the world. But he's interviewing this guy who was born into that life, that hopeless life we saw. And he got shot at some point and lost the function of his legs. So now he's still in that life. He's in a wheelchair and he's just out there. And this guy's interviewing him and asking him. And I'm just watching this dude. Like, you think he thought, 5 years ago, you think he thought, I'm going to be in a wheelchair in the hood, right? It couldn't get any worse than this. I'm out here thugging, doing my thing, and smoking weed every day. We do all this nonsense. You think he thought he was going to be in a wheelchair, right? So with your situation, like, none of us know where we're going to be in the future. You never know how your life's going to pan out. And that's why I think it's so important to appreciate every single moment that we have. I've been telling Mel this. It's like all these things you're going through right now where she's uncomfortable, I'm nauseous, I'm this, I'm that. I'm like, just appreciate it. I've talked to my mom. Mom still gets sad when she thinks that she can't. She's like, oh, yeah, I can't have any more kids. She gets sad. You see it. She gets sad about it, right? But it's like one of these things where in life, you do just have to appreciate each and every moment, especially if we are healthy individuals, right? I had a conversation, which I first cleared with you, right, with Jordan. I had a conversation with Jordan, and I was telling him some things, and that was one of the first things he told me, because he's been through some of the stuff, right? It was one of the first things he told me. He was like, it could be so much worse. He said he said we could all be, homeless. We could all be, locked up in prison right now. We could all be this. We could all be that. He's like, everything could be so much worse. That was one of the first things he said when I told him about some of our struggles, right? He's like, oh, it could all be so much worse. And his life is hard, So it's that saying of 50 years from now, you're going to look back on right now and wish you could go back to it, or something like that, something along those lines, Your future self is going to look back at you right now and just wish he could come back. And right now you're here and you're complaining and you're crying about everything and this and that, and it sucks, and you can't just wait, 5 years from now when I'm going to be rich and I'm going to, I'll be able to laugh then, or this or that, right? We don't realize right now this was the good time. Right here in the studio, this was the good time. You're going to look back on it and say, man, that was it. Because I can already look back 10 years when I was 10 years younger, and I'll say that was it. But I was pissed because I had to work that day. I was pissed because I was doing this. I was upset. I have millions. Those were good days, though. I was young. I was healthy. Life was good. All I had to do was make good decisions that could have affected my future, and things could have kept getting so much better, right? But what did I not do? I didn't keep making all those good decisions that I should have made. I made some of the good decisions. So that's another thing to remember, where you are right now. The future you is going to be so pissed at you right now if you do not just try to make some good decisions. You're young, you're healthy, you have the option, the ability to do it. Whatever you can do, you should try to do right now, and enjoy it as you're doing it. Live your life. Don't let your life live you. Live your life, right? So you might struggle. Oh, I got to do an open house. It's raining. Nobody's going to show up. Right? It's hard to enjoy that.
Or it'll be there if you got cookies and snacks.
Man, I got to pay this guy to show up at my house, and he's not even going to buy it.
Yeah, we gotta learn to enjoy moments. That's why it's so important to me. It means so much when we're all able to go over to mom and dad's house.
Oh man,
Because we're all still alive, and nobody knows how unrealistic that is for life on this planet.
Dad
The fact
doesn't
that
have it.
our
Yeah, I
family
know.
is all still alive and can get together and not going, oh, we're billionaires and we all just lounge around our billionaire thing and we've got all these. No, not that. Just the fact that we can just be in a room together is absolutely unreal. Okay, because there's so many families who everybody's dead, or my parents got murdered last week, or this person killed themselves, or this happened. Right? It's such. We're in this. And it's such a small window too. Dad told us all last night. His dad buried 3 of his children before he died, right? You think any of those 3 kids thought that their dad was gonna bury him? I'm younger than him. He's not gonna. I'm gonna bury dad. That's the thought, right?
Mm-hmm.
Didn't happen that way. That's life. So that's how rare this moment is. And I try to nail that into Corey's head every second I can. I'm like, bro, you need to go and see mom and dad. It doesn't matter if you're not enjoying it. It doesn't matter if they're repeating their stories or whatever. Like if you think dad's rambling on, I love it when
It's
dad
okay.
rambles. I will
just
sit
wanna
there and
listen to
listen.
him.
Yeah, I'm fine with
Which,
that.
do you guys? I was talking to Dad like the last couple times I went over there. I was like, he seems really coherent. He seems rational. He seems kind of like he normally is.
Mm-hmm.
The last couple times I was over there, I'm like, he's making sense when he talks.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't.
Yeah.
But I've seen what you guys have seen too,
Yeah.
where I'm like, I'm not sure where you're going with this. You know,
Sometimes Dad talks at a different level to what is easily comprehensible. You know, because he
sometimes
gets
he's on a
very,
spiritual level.
you know, very in depth with his conversations, and that's fine. And we're used to that. We grew up with that, but
yeah, that's the best
it's
thing.
one thing. I had a kind of a sad moment with Dad not that long ago, and he was telling me, he said, Si, like, if there's any questions that like you want to ask me and stuff that you want to know, you know, about our family or about things that have happened, he was like, you know, I can't talk to my dad anymore. You know, he was sitting across from me and he was like kind of sad, like saying it. He was like, so if you have any questions, you know, like you should ask me now. You know? And I was like,
Yeah, you got to appreciate the moments when they're there because you never know if you're going to see somebody again at all, you know. And I didn't like when Jared was gone. I was like, he's just gone. And I don't know, maybe he's going to die one day or something crazy could happen. And we would never know about it, you know, for like until.
in the oil field, yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I still, that always, I didn't understand when you left. I was like, he's just gone. I don't get it.
Yeah, I don't know, man.
Because there's jobs you could have worked here. Bismarck's
Yeah.
kind of bigger than Dickinson. I never liked Dickinson because I had to go out there for work sometimes myself after you left. And I was like, I don't get it. This town's kind of. I was like, this kind of.
You know,
a
it was
lame
funny
town.
actually. When you moved back from Dickinson, I had a trip out there for work at my old job, and I like had to go to a site and fix some equipment, and then I, you know, could take like a 45-minute lunch break. So I went to a place, and I was like, oh, I'll just go see Jarrett while I'm here. I bet he's home. And I was like, oh crap! I was like, the one time I'm in Dickinson, Jarrett's not here.
I'm gone, bro.
He's clean.
Gone.
Yeah, he was clean gone. I did actually drive by your house though, and I was like, somebody's there, and it's not Jared.
Yeah.
Some other dudes there. But I think you're in a better place now.
Yeah, I'm
And closer to the family, and
Yep.
you can get, a house, depending on the housing market, And Sai can sell it to you. You might as well go through Sai. Let's keep this clean.
There's no other option here.
We got to do that. Let's go through Capital Real Estate.
a good
Once I get to a
brokerage.
point where I'm looking for a house, I'm be like, Silas,
Oh, I'm gonna take good care of you.
find
too.
me this clean house.
Oh, we will take care of you because it's real estate is. Once as I learned more about real estate, I was like, I have to do it. I was like, we have to buy it. Like, that was like literally what happened. You know.
I get it.
Yeah. That'd be a no-brainer.
Yeah, because I was looking at rent and I was like, it's the same.
It is the same,
That's crazy work.
right? It's wild, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think the best stuff is definitely stuff money can't buy the best stuff. The stuff
That's
that would make me the happiest if I had all the money in the world. The main thing I want to do is share it with you guys.
That's the crazy thing
I'll
is
be like, otherwise I don't really care.
right now.
If you guys weren't around and I had all the money in the world, I wouldn't be able to trade that because I'm like the whole point of the money was so that I could share it with Jared, so I could help my parents, so I could share it with Silas. If I have all this stuff and you guys aren't around, I'll be like, well, what's the point of me even having this stuff?
Right. It's like we already have the most important things and we're still not satisfied.
I think
Right.
Think about that.
it's okay to want more stuff, and
It's
just
okay, yeah.
not even for ourselves too. I'd like to do stuff for mom and dad. Really, I don't need a lot.
There's something
you
to
know,
be said for not having to worry.
I think people,
You know?
they get a lot of money and live outside their means. Did you guys hear the whole? Just going off topic, but the whole Justin Bieber thing. He's broke, I guess, and he's sold his album. Like,
I didn't know that.
I'm
I don't
not
know.
buying that.
It can't be.
Mel said that.
I mean,
I
he
don't know
could
if
do
that's
something
true.
right now. If he writes a song right now, he'll make $1 million. He'll make millions.
Yeah, he could go on tour and get,
A few million easy.
if not way more. Yeah.
Yeah, they
So,
said he
I heard-
sold something for $200 million and just called it a day.
Yeah.
But I was like, he's still
Wait,
rich.
that's what they call broke?
Yeah, I think his
What do you
level of
mean
broke-
he's like, oh, I have 200 million left. I'm like, go jump off a cliff.
Yeah, you've got a mansion and all your cars and stuff, and you got.
He's like,
$200
I'm down to
million.
my last 200 million. I don't know what I'm going to do for the rest of my life.
Yeah,
I'll be like, whatever you want.
Yeah, I think what we have done, with this family, and what I should say, what mom and dad have done with this family, is lay the foundation, right? And so I think we all feel it when we're together. We feel that we do have that good foundation. We do, regardless of, sometimes we're not all there at the same time or whatever, but we do have that genuine appreciation for one another. And so what we struggle with now is we just want to amplify it.
Right.
I want us to all continue to have this feeling, but in the silk sheets, in the big backyard, with the pool next to me. I want, how much better it's like when I look in the mirror and I see the person, I'm like, how much, I see the person that Jared could be, right? How much better could he be?
It's always comparing that.
Yeah, so people might look at you and say, oh, you're a good person. You're doing this, you're doing that, right? But I see the person that he could be. So it's still okay for us to want to get money, because it's okay for us to want the nice things and all that.
as long as it doesn't
it's
become
a resource.
your god.
Yeah.
As long as it doesn't become your god, you use it as a resource, and we maintain the solid base that we have right now and don't get lost in the sauce. Sigh. I mean, we didn't have to go that direction.
This is the After Dark show.
What's
isn't
crazy
it?
is you
What
said
is
it
the
and
clean
didn't recognize it. You're
Y'all
talking
see-
about the foundation, maintenance, and the base?
Yeah, I'm
I
like,
said
what?
a hard base.
What?
Damn.
No, yeah, it is something that I truly cherish that I don't see in other families as often as ours. Is like, there's not a moment where I'm talking to one of my siblings or my parents and I don't want to. And I'm like, oh, this person.
Yeah.
It never happens. Never.
No.
I'm like, oh man, I can't believe Jason texted me. Like,
Right.
Doesn't it?
yeah, it's something to be said for that. Like, it's a crazy love that we really have for each other. Like, families are broken today. They're just,
It's true.
The nuclear family
Like,
has
it's-
been destroyed a bit.
yeah, it's not even that the people aren't doing well. It's that they hate each other. They don't just not get along. They're
Yeah.
bitter.
Parents are divorced.
Yeah.
Which now, tell Mel she can't leave. Now she's locked in. Tell her if she tries to leave, you'll beat her up.
It's 30-year mortgage, brother. 30 to life.
Yeah, now she's got.
Oh, there's no leaving.
This is a minimum life sentence.
That's right. We're here now.
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah. It's rare. It is so rare, and it's so much shorter than we think it is. It's going to be gone before we know it.
I'm like, why isn't Corey here? There's a chair for him.
I know.
Trick.
Where's Corey? I thought he
We'll
was coming.
get him. See, next weekend I'll be off all of next weekend, right? I'll be on my 6 off, so.
We should come
and
on
then Errol doesn't come down here until the weekend after that, because he was supposed to be here this weekend, but he ran into some issues, so he had to stay out there. So next weekend he's got other obligations, so I'm completely free next weekend. And I think next weekend is Memorial Day weekend,
Is
right?
it?
It's like Monday or
realize.
something like that.
Ski.
So I think Saturday, Sunday, Monday, one of those days we should all get in here, and I'm gonna try to get Corey in.
I might have Monday off, but otherwise, I might be working. I don't know.
I need to get another
I'll be
mic.
off. I'll be off Monday because I'll just be off anyway. But it's also a holiday if it's a holiday. But I'll be off anyway. But I'll have to work the weekend, and then I'll be off Monday.
Okay,
Nice.
we'll figure something out.
So I'll be
But
clean.
I need to get a mic for that. It won't be too hard to do.
Yeah, Corey hasn't even seen this clean studio.
Imagine, we're gonna have 4 mics in here, boy. Once I get that going. I do have to go home now too. Somebody's gonna be pissed.
Oh, I know who it is.
Smells not clean though.
Yeah.
Wow.
So any closing thoughts
Let me see if I had a video.
as far as the stuff we talked about?
I like the theme of like it could be a lot worse throughout our conversations here. So, I think a scripture verse is appropriate. Wherefore, let him that thinketh he stand take heed lest he fall. That's all I got.
I like that.
Yeah,
it's
closing
true.
statements. I think we all need to have a closer walk with God. Because I think that's really what's most important. I think I'm not there yet.
Yeah. I like that. My closing statement to everybody out there would be go objectively look at yourself in the mirror. Look into your eyes and be honest with yourself and ask yourself if you respect that person. Ask yourself if you're happy with that person. And understand and realize as you are saying those things that you have the power and the ability and hopefully the time to change it if you do not like what you see when you look in the mirror. You can make a choice to be a good, honest human being and a decent person so that the next time you go and look in the mirror, you don't have to have that shame. And the most important factor that we cannot leave out, which both of Silas and Seth already kind of talked about a little bit, is that you need to have God involved in your life in order to fix it. You cannot do it by yourself. That's the other important thing that you have to realize. Whatever you see, the flaws, the hate, the regret, you cannot fix it. I realized it live on air during this show. I can't fix it either. And I haven't been approaching it the right way either. You have to ask for forgiveness. You have to have something external has to come in and take this burden off of you. And that is also possible. So go look in the mirror. It's going to start right there. If you are not happy with what you see, understand that you can change it. It doesn't have to be that way every time you look in the mirror. You can change it. You can fix it. We are human beings. We have free will. God gave us that. And we can choose each and every single day to exercise that free will and however we choose to use it. So do the right thing. And hopefully the next time you go and look at yourself in the mirror, it'll be a different picture that you see, a different person, a better person. If you like this show, subscribe, leave us a comment. You can email us at thebtgteam@gmail.com. If you have a topic, like we'll come and sit down and do these shows, the After Dark shows. If you have something you'd like to hear us all talk about, you can email your question to us or a video or whatever you want to do. And we'll talk about it on the show, whether it'll be us or me and Errol or whoever else. Email it, like, subscribe, and we'll catch you guys in the next episode of the After Dark show.
What's cooler than that?
Well, keep it simple, stupid.